Kyle Abbott, the South African bowler who recently broke many bowling records by taking 17 wickets in a first-class match. Playing for Hampshire County in a county championship match in England, he claimed 9 wickets in the first innings and 8 wickets in the second innings. This figure stands as the best bowling figure in the last 6 decades. But wait, though he is in the form of his life, you don't remember him playing for South Africa recently, do you? Well, he left South Africa and his international career behind to play for Hampshire County in 2017. Now, you might ask, why would a player choose to play for an English county over his national side when he is just 29 years old? Let's try to find the answer to this question. Abbott made his international debut in 2013 at the age of 25. He replaced injured Jack Callis and made an impact right away. He picked 7 wickets in the first innings of the debut match and 2 wickets in the second innings. However, he had to sit out when Callis was fit. Though he remained in the squad, he hardly got to be in the playing 11. He made it to the playing 11 only as a replacement for an injured player. Though he was talented enough and had proved himself in domestic cricket, he could not earn a place in the team. Before going any further, we need to take a look at 2 important things: racial quota system in South African cricket and Kolpak Deal. South Africa has a racial quota system in place for most of the sports. In cricket, till 2016, the quota for coloured and black players was 4. According to the new update in 2016, this quota was increased to 6. Out of 6, 2 must be black Africans. This leaves only 5 slots for the white players. Though South African team has the flexibility to change this number at times, on an average, this number must be maintained. The citizens of any European Union countries are allowed to work in any other EU country. The European Court of Justice had passed a ruling in 2003 where the court stated that the citizens of the country that has free trade treaties with the EU would also have the right to work in any EU countries. This is called the Kolpak Rule. Cricket playing countries South Africa, Zimbabwe and Jamaica have such a treaty with the EU. In England, in the first class championship matches, each county is allowed to have 1 overseas player. If a county team signs a player from these countries under the Kolpak Deal, then that player will not be treated as an overseas player. That player can play as a home player and that county will be free to sign another overseas player. But the downside of signing the Kolpak Deal is that the player no longer will be eligible to play for the country of his birth. Now let's see how these 2 things made an impact in Abbott's career. During the initial days of Abbott's time in the South African team, Dale Steyn, Morne Morkel and Vernon Philander were the frontline pace bowlers. With these 3 world-class bowlers in the team, it was difficult to break into the playing 11 as a pace bowler. But he was patient enough and waited for his opportunities to come. He made sure that he proved himself whenever he got the chance. Probably he would have got his place permanently in the team in 2017 when Steyn was out of the team due to an injury for almost 1 year. However, an increase in the quota for coloured and black players in 2016 probably had put him in a spot of bother. Probably he felt that he would not make it to the team though he is at the top of his game, which led him to look elsewhere. He had played as an overseas player for Hampshire County in 2014 and had a good relationship with them. There were also fears that post-Brexit, Kolpak deals would not be possible. Finally, in 2017, Abbott decided to sign the Kolpak deal with Hampshire County for 4 years, which made him ineligible for South African cricket. Dwayne Olivier, another talented white player, replaced Kyle Abbott in the South African squad after Abbott moved to England. Ironically, 2 years down the line, he signed the Kolpak deal too to leave South Africa behind. These players were not the first and they will certainly not be the last to sign the Kolpak deal from South Africa. Riley Rousseau, another prominent player, has also moved to Hampshire in 2017 with Kyle Abbott. Morne Morkel, who retired from international cricket in 2018 at the age of 33, has also moved to England with a Kolpak deal. And the list of players goes on. From 2004, at least 43 South African players have appeared in English County by signing the Kolpak Deal. Though Kyle Abbott mentions that racial quota is not one of the factors for his decision to quit South Africa, many are of the belief that most of the South African players take up the Kolpak Deal due to the racial quota system. But the government of South Africa firmly believes that the racial reservation system is much needed to improve the black and colored players' representation at the highest level. Though black and colored people make up for almost 85% of the South African population, their representation in sports is not in proportion to their population. However, due to the quota system, many talented white players are leaving the country. The solution to this problem looks far from reach. Hope South African cricket finds a way to solve this problem. Until next video, goodbye.